I'll read from a prepared statement, and then after this, I'll take any questions that you may have. But let me preface that by saying that this, we're not even 24 hours into this yet, so a lot of the details that you guys are going to be looking for are probably not going to be able to be released or confirmed. I've been keeping up with what you guys have been putting out there. There's some conflicting stuff out there, but don't be surprised if we won't be able to confirm that at this point, okay? Last night at approximately 7:30 p.m., New Haven police officers responded to 154 Porter Street, relevant to a report of a person shot. Upon arrival, officers located Markel Banks inside the residence, suffering from a gunshot wound to the head. Markel was immediately removed from the scene via ambulance and brought to the hospital, where he was pronounced dead. Detectives from the Major Crimes Unit responded, promptly began an investigation, which quickly led to the development of Science Burris, date of birth 10/18/93, as a suspect in this homicide. The homicide was led by Detective Nicole Natal. She secured an arrest warrant for Burris later on in the night, actually the early morning hours of this morning. He was charged with murder, possession of a sawed-off shotgun, reckless endangerment in the first degree, unlawful discharge of a firearm, and he is currently being held on $2 million bond because this morning at 10:45 a.m. he turned himself into the police. All right, questions?
This may be a question that you're looking into, but I remember at the beginning you thought that it perhaps was an accident. Was this Mr. Burris's gun, or was it in fact found in the backyard of his home?
Those are, like I spoke before, those are a lot of details that right now cannot be released pending further investigation. I can tell you that we secured a murder warrant, so the inference of the charge should speak for itself with regard to whether it's accidental or whether it's not.
Tell us about Mr. Burris. Does he have any priors with your department?
Minor. He has minor criminal history.
Do you have a relationship between the 14-year-old?
Between the perpetrator and the victim, we do not. That is currently under investigation. We believe that the victim and the two witnesses we had secured are all friends. But as for his relation to the perpetrator, we're still working on that.
Do we know how the victim got to the house?
Apparently, early in the night, they were all together. They all went to the house together.
How many were there?
There were 4.
Chief, there's nothing you can do to stop shooting inside a living room, inside a home. Is there anything that can be done from this? Is there anything that, where do you go from here?
Well, with this regard, this obviously has to do with young kids handling firearms, whether it's mishandling a firearm or whether it's intentionally using a firearm. Firearm violence is at an alarmingly high rate in the city. What we would do is encourage, we know that a lot of these kids are keeping these guns outside in an exterior rather than in their house. We would encourage the public, if they were to find a firearm in their rear yard or along their residence or anywhere else, to call the police and turn the firearm in.
Whose gun is it, or is it stolen?
We have not recovered a gun just yet. No, we are currently still working on that.
And was the young 13-year-old boy shot outside of the yard or in the house?
He was shot in the house.
In the house.
Yes.
Did the parents tell us you know?
I believe the mother of one of the witnesses was upstairs, whose home it was.
This was not Mr. Burris's home.
This was not the victim nor the perpetrator's home.
I understand that Burris fled the area. How long were you looking for him, or did you find him?
He did. He fled the area, and he turned himself in today at 10:45. His whereabouts are currently unknown. Like I said, that's still under investigation as well.
His whereabouts, sir?
His whereabouts after he had committed the shooting are unknown.
And you're trying to find out from him where the gun is?
It's currently still under investigation, yes.
Was the suspect and the victim, were they the only 2 people in the room when the shooting happened?
I'm going to refrain from answering that right now, Bill, until we get further information. We still have some interviews to do.
Is this a family gathering?
We don't believe there was a gathering or a party or anything like that at the house.
Have you, were they at the circus earlier, or is that completely unrelated?
At this point, that's completely unrelated. We haven't gotten any information to say they were there. This is Lieutenant Julie Johnson. She's in charge of major crimes. She'll hang around if you guys have to answer any questions. And Kenny Howell is in charge of patrol, standing next to Commissioner Rick Epstein. For any patrol issues, you could talk to Lieutenant Howell. Thanks.